Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Again. Hey, Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take for Monday night, January the 15th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. As you can tell, I'm still working out the kinks, live streaming to Facebook, live streaming to Instagram, and of course, live streaming to where I should be live streaming. And that, of course, is on YouTube. So thanks everyone for being here. I appreciate you being here. And actually, now that I look at this, I don't think I am live streaming to Facebook. So I think I messed something up. Oh, no, I am there. Okay, I can see myself on Facebook and I can see myself on Instagram. And happy birthday, Justin. And I'll talk a bit more about Justin in a couple of minutes as I set up the show. So welcome to everyone. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that is positive, timely, and trustworthy. So this is what I'm going to do today. After I set up the show, I am going to do a quick recap of today's game. This morning's game. It was basically 12 hours ago. Then I'm going to recap the game, recap the road trip, do my mid-show sponsor read. And tonight we're not doing games. I kind of hinted this before because it is Justin Credible's birthday. I want to bring him on the stream instead for about 10 or 15 minutes. So that's what we'll do instead of games tonight. So I hope you will stick around for that. We can greet Justin a happy birthday. If you're watching on Facebook, welcome. You know that you can leave comments on the Facebook video and they will find their way to my live stream here through StreamYard. If you're watching on Instagram, welcome to everyone watching on Instagram. Those comments do not flow through to my streaming app. So you're just going to have to go to YouTube and actually leave the comment there. So I see it. Actually, I see Achilles. Hi, Achilles. I see a bunch of you on Instagram as well, but it's simply not as integrated with my streaming app. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful, positive place. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston in Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the province, in the country, on the continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me right here, right now, know how much I always appreciate you. And I never, ever take you for granted. Harry's funny. I see Harry on Facebook and on Instagram. And I'm not sure if Harry's actually just watching on regular YouTube as well. If so, Harry, you are watching, you are the triple threat. You're watching on all three platforms. I'm not sure why, but you do what you want to do. That is absolutely fine. So this is how you guys can get involved today as you can people to continue to stream in to the stream. You can subscribe on YouTube so you can get active in the chat section and get my videos, notified of my videos every day. You can like this video. There are 50 of you in here on a Monday night, a late Monday night. I thank you for that. I like the fact that we are together, like the fact that the Canucks are still number one in the league, even though they lost today. We'll get to that. I like the fact that it's been an amazing start to the entire season. Appreciate that. You can also support me by leaving a donation and getting the donation train out of the station. You can become a member yourself. You can upgrade your membership. You can gift a membership, which is the same as a $5 donation. You can use a monthly membership message that Carol just did, which I'll highlight in a second. Or, you can do all those things. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So let's start off by acknowledging Carol's membership message. Carol, a member for 27 months on this channel. Pretty amazing. Over 2 years. Thank you, Clay, for your support, for your prayers, and for always having a guide, or maybe that's kind words for me. God bless you and take care. And thank you to this community for all your support as well. Carol, you are an important part of this community. We love having you here. And I know you're going in for an appointment, a medical appointment on Wednesday that you've shared. So I don't think I'm spilling the beans. Well, if not, I just did. So good luck, Carol. I'll be praying for you during my prayer hour, which is Tuesday nights. Not tonight. I still pray, but I have my formal hour at the church tomorrow night. So welcome, Carol, and thank you very much for being a member for 27 months, which is pretty darn cool. Okay, friends, let me start by talking about tonight's game. I won't go through goal by goal. We did that at on Canucks After Dark. Thank you to everyone who pulled double duty and who watched us on Canucks After Dark as well. And thanks to all of you. If you did double duty or if you're just here right now, that is just fine as well. For those of you that just got here, I mentioned that we're not doing games tonight. I usually do games on Monday night, especially when there's no Canucks game. But today there was a Canucks game, so we can talk about that. And then, of course, I want to bring in my good friend, Justin, as well. So let's start off by talking about tonight's game. And again, I won't go through all of the goals. You can watch a highlight package for that. You can also watch my other video that I put up called, I break down all the goals. And I was so happy to do a game with 7 goals today instead of the Buffalo one from Saturday, which I had to kind of stretch out with only 1 goal to talk about. But tonight there were 7 of them. So what I liked, I loved Casey DeSmith's game. He makes 41 saves on 44 shots, and he was good. I didn't like that 3rd goal, but in general, I thought he played very, very well. I love the Canucks first period. They They come out of that first period with a 2-1 lead. They outshot the Columbus Blue Jackets 14-8. What I liked the Garland, Bluger, and Joshua line on that 2nd goal. They were on the ice for the 1st goal, but I do like how they kind of wiped that and they contributed with a nice goal on their own. JT Miller was the only Canuck player with 2 points, and nice stat line for him: 1 goal, 1 assist, +1, 2 shots on net. His line mate Besser had 6 shots, so that was pretty good, but no points to show for it. And PD had 3 shots, also 1 hit. And he had the goal, of course, that I thought was going to be the game-winning goal, that 3rd goal for the Canucks. So really, I'm not sure if anyone stood out from an offensive standpoint in a positive way, aside from, like I said, Miller and PD and then Garland were the goal scorers. I mentioned all 3 of those plays already. So overall, that's what I liked about the game. And the Canucks had every chance to win. In fact, they had set up perfectly. They were up going into the 3rd period, and today was the first time all year that they haven't snagged 2 points by leading going into the 3rd period. So what didn't I like? Okay, there are a couple of things I didn't like. I didn't like Ian Cole's game. He's only credited with being a -1, but I definitely thought he struggled. On the 1st goal, he gave away the puck. On the 3rd goal, he got caught behind the net, tangled up with Neal Chark. So I think didn't really like that for that game for Ian Cole. And he only had 15 minutes of ice time. So maybe he is maybe they might look at bringing Noah Juleson in a bit more often for him. So I didn't like that. I didn't like the Canucks' 2nd period. They're outshot by 25-10, which is absolutely crazy. So I didn't like that. And yeah, I didn't like that. What else? One thing I forgot to say, I did like it. The power play did go 1 for 5. Sorry, 1 for 4, 25%. The penalty kill went 4 for 5, 80%. So they had a combined special teams of 105%. So that wasn't bad. But let's get back to what I didn't like. So I didn't like Ian Cole's game. I didn't like the 2nd period overall. And I guess I didn't like also Pettersson's penalty in overtime. Now, it was barely It was barely a penalty, but you still got to be a bit more careful. I'm not blaming Petey for the loss. He's been so good this season, including scoring what I thought was going to be the game-winning goal. But you're 4-on-3 in overtime. You have your 4 all-stars out there: Pedersen, Miller, Besser, and Hughes, against a team that's not that good. You want to see the Canucks bury them. Like, it's not even a 5-on-4; it's a 4-on-3. That's even more advantageous to the more skilled team. So I did think the Canucks were going to win and bury them right there, but alas, Petey took the penalty, took them off the power play, and then they ended up not winning the game, which wasn't the end of the world. Finally, one other thing. I give the Canucks a lot of credit. I know even some people that I'm close to, they were texting me after the game saying, "Oh, I can't believe we lost. And I can't believe that, how can we lose to such a bad team?" But when you think of the context, the Canucks were leading going into the third period. This was game number 7 of a 7-game road trip. And the biggest thing to me is the travel arrangements that took them to Columbus. Now, in a perfect world, after they beat Buffalo 1-0 on Saturday, they would fly out of Buffalo, land in Columbus Saturday night, take it easy on Sunday, and be ready for an early Monday game. And we know it's Martin Luther King Day in the States. That's why it's a 1 p.m. game in Columbus. That's why it was so early here, 10 a.m. But then when you hear of what happened to the Canucks when it came to their travel, then you really appreciate what happened. Is because they couldn't fly out of Buffalo on Saturday because of the horrible storm, they had to stay the night, and then they're going to try and fly Sunday. But then on Sunday, it's just as bad. They can't drive to Columbus 5 hours in treacherous conditions. So they end up doing a shorter drive just over the border back to Toronto. So they cross over to the border, go through all the, the customs and blah, 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 only to fly back. So they drive up, then fly back to Columbus, and then doing all the customs again. And then finally arriving in Columbus at 9:00 last night, get to bed as early as you can, get up, no game day skate, obviously, and then playing. So I get that Columbus had to play that early too, but obviously they didn't have to travel it. The Canucks did. So to do all that and to be 10 minutes away from winning this game, I'll take that. I really will. So you add it all up, the Canucks get 11 points out of this possible 14 points. 7 games times 2 is 14 points. So they lose against St. Louis, but then they beat New Jersey, New York, Pittsburgh, Buffalo. There's your 5 wins, and they get an extra point. They get a point against Columbus. By the way, another reason why I'm not too upset about this too, aside from all of those reasons that I mentioned, is yes, we get a point, which is great. The extra point goes to Columbus, but that's a team that's not in our division that we don't have to worry about fighting against for playoff ramifications. So all those things lead me to the conclusion that I'm okay with the loss today. I don't want them to lose, but I'm okay with the loss today. Now, Gerald makes a really good point. The PD penalty was bad, as I mentioned, but then he even mentioned the failed shootouts. So I think Kuzmenko took a really hard shot that Merzlikins made a nice save. But then Miller did his slow come in on the left side, trying to open the goalie up and go through 5-hole. That didn't work. Then PD tried to go through 5-hole. That didn't work. And then Pius Suter, with the game on the line, also had to also try to go 5-hole, and that didn't work. So I don't know why everyone was trying to go 5-hole, but they were. Maybe that's the pre-scout they got on Merzlikins, but obviously it didn't work, which is too bad. But there's obviously something there. Although, a couple of the goals that they scored, they went under it. PD scored under his glove, and then there's the Garland goal that went over his blocker. So I would have tried to do that, is go to the sides as opposed to trying to go right through him down the middle. The other thing I was going to say is, are you comfortable? Are you fine with the order of the Canucks shooters in the shootout? And remember, there's stats, they practice. So it's not just, hey, who's got the best moves or who's got the best hands. It's they go with a lot with with analytics and da. But it's always Kuzmenko, Miller, and PD. And remember, I think this is only the second shootout, right, of the season for us. So it's not like we've seen a lot, but generally our top three are Kuzmenko, Miller, and PD in whatever order, whatever they go in. And then after that, it could be anyone's guess. Today it was Pius Suter. Someone said Brock Besser, but Besser doesn't have the best speed nor the most deceptive hands. He just comes in and kind of rips it. But maybe I would put Philip Hronek, let him skate in and just scare the goalie. He's injured. He seems to injure one player a game. So why not let Hronek just wind up from 20 feet out and just crank it? I don't know. Some would say Hughes with his great skating. Maybe he'd have nice moves. I don't know. Maybe Bluger has got some confidence right now. So it's very easy to second guess when the Canucks don't win. But yeah, there are certainly a lot of people second guessing who should have taken being the fourth shooter, because you don't have to name it. You have to name your first three, and then after that, you can just start sending guys. Or maybe you do have to submit a lineup. I don't know what you have to do, but basically, you have enough time to decide who's playing well and who's kind of feeling it. So didn't work out for the Canucks, but I guess we'd be singing a different tune if they ended up winning in extra time today. So that's what I wanted to talk about today's game. Overall, yeah, like I said, would have loved to win, but when you look at the big picture, you step back and you look at the big picture. 11 points out of a possible 14, 5 1-1. That is an outstanding showing. So you add it all up, and I will show you the standings right now, because I do think this is what people get excited about. You look at the standings and you look at the division, and one thing I forgot to do is I like to look at scores to see how any of the scores affected the Canucks tonight. So again, we look at Pacific Division only. Sharks lose. Yeah, who cares? Canucks lose, get a point. Ducks win in overtime. Who cares? Kraken lose. So that's the first loss after winning 9 straight. The Kings win. So that's, and Vegas wins. So always keep our eyes on Kings and Vegas and basically Edmonton. So you add it all up, put it all together, and this is what it looks like now. Canucks still 18. Oh, Carol, I will get to your donation in a second. Thank you. Canucks are still 18 games over 500 because today, with the point, they don't move up or down in terms of games over 500 because they get 1 point in one game. That's how the math works out. So they have 62 points in 44 games, 18 games over 500. Vegas has 55 points in 44 games. So they are 7 points behind us because they are only 11 games over 500. Then we have the Kings, who won, but even if they win outright their 4 games, which they might not, they're only maxing at 58 in 44. So we're ahead of them. And Edmonton is going neck and neck with LA. Same with Seattle, but Seattle has played 4 more games than Edmonton. So I really think that Edmonton is going to be battling LA and Vegas. I hope that we've built up enough of a cushion where you don't have to worry about them. But the way they're playing, you simply don't know. Let us acknowledge, is there anything else I want to say? Oh, yeah. And then really quickly, overall in the league by points, we are ahead of the league. By points percentage, we are in 3rd, right behind Winnipeg and Boston. So could go either way, but we're right there. And to be number 1 in points, number 3 in points percentage, only because those 2 teams have played fewer games than us. It is an excellent thing. All right, let us acknowledge the wonderful generosity of legendary Carol Bovenland. Legendary Carol Bovenlander gifts 5 Canuck Clay memberships as the equivalent of a $25 donation. So let's give Carol some much deserved love in the chat. And those memberships go to Sarah. Hopefully you weren't sweating too much when you saw the news. I should stop saying that, Sarah. That's an old joke now, isn't it? So welcome back to membership, Sarah. We have Adam Lee coming back. pretty cool because Adam has been one to be generously donate as well and gift membership. So Adam, welcome back. Erwin, welcome back. Anula, all the way from Sweden, welcome back. Or you're in Denmark right now, right? And then Edward Watkins. Forgive me, Edward. I'm not sure if I've seen that name before or in a long time. So welcome to all 5 of you. Welcome to the Clay's Canucks commentary crew, the CCCC, and let's give some love to Carol in the chat like many of you have been doing. And Sarah just says, oh boy, I sweating during OT. Not even using proper grammar. That's how bad she was sweating. I sweating during OT. I sweating as well during OT. So don't worry, Sarah. I was right there with you. Thanks again, Carol. You are awesome. Appreciate your generosity as always. So it is 11:37. I think what I'm going to do now is I will do my mid-show sponsor read. And then after that, we will hopefully get Justin in here for a few minutes. So again, no games tonight, but I will take a few minutes to go through recognizing some important sponsors. And then we'll get to Justin, hopefully. Okay. I see him lurking, hanging around backstage. He's giggling so he looks good. I think he's ready to go. So Justin, I'll be getting to you in a couple of minutes. Adrian says, hey, handsome. Because Justin is not on the screen yet, I'm saying that Adrian is saying that to me. So thank you, Adrian. But I got another member of the GLCPC coming on with me in a couple of minutes. But let's do this first. Let's recognize some other generous people. Shout out to my sponsor, primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, personal training, weight loss. Check them out at ptform.com. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off of your when you make your next purchase of Vessi shoes. I'm laughing at yesterday's comment about me smirking at Adrian's comment. If you're looking for Canucks tickets, email me at canuckclay@gmail.com. Don't forget my shows this week. Today's Monday, and then we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all at 11 p.m. Thursday will be the next post game. We'll see if we sneak in games on one of those 2 days. Finally, a quick reminder about the Vancouver Vegas trip, March 31st to April 3rd, with a game on Tuesday night, April the 2nd, $999 based on double occupancy. So $999 per person, as long as you sign up with someone else or stay with someone else. Might be fun if you stay with someone you don't know. No, I don't condone that. The price includes return airfare to and from Vegas, airport transfers, 3 nights at the Park MGM, and the game ticket. If you want to go, here's the most important thing. Contact Neal Chark, Neal C at uniglobecarefree.ca. He'll ask for a $200 deposit, full payment due at the end of the month, and make sure you mention me because he's tracking where all of the sales come from. So again, Neal Chark at Neal C at uniglobecarefree.ca. And hold on, Nicole. Hold on. I'll get to you in a second because that actually deserves the goal horn. Give me a second, though. Why didn't you guys tell me? You don't bother to text me. You just tell me on the screen. I guess that's on the stream. That's just as good, I guess. So mid-show reminder to all of you also to subscribe so you can get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos, to like this video, to leave a donation, or you can gift memberships like Carol has done. Thank you, Carol. You can also buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. For those of you watching on Instagram, hello and welcome and thank you. Your messages don't get to my streaming platform though. And if you're watching on Facebook, your messages do get to my streaming platform. Finally, I want to acknowledge before I bring on the birthday boy. So yesterday I bragged about my favorite siblings. Not my siblings, but siblings that are my favorite, along with all of you in the chat who have siblings too. Anyways, Nicole and Krista, I've worked with both of them at the Archdiocese, really, really great people. And Nicole, without even texting me, just drops this. Guess which siblings just sent their deposit to go to Vegas with you? And it's not the Hughes brothers. No, I will take you, Nicole and Krista. That is awesome. That is awesome. And Nicole says, I wanted to make it a dramatic announcement. So I will message you guys right after the stream. That is awesome. And Shannon, I'm sorry, but I'm going to finish watching in bed. I'm so sorry. No, go, Shannon. You don't even have to watch this unless it helps you go to bed. I know a lot of people use my shows for a cure for insomnia. And finally, just before I bring on Birthday Boy, he's saying, what the heck? The guy told me to come on 11:40. And actually, no, you were 3 minutes early. So I'm only 2 minutes late. Yeah. Justin's so good. He's just waving at me. It's really funny because I can see him like kind of blurred out backstage. You guys can't see him yet. He's like making faces at me now. And he's not making faces at me. Last thing, really quickly. Someone said, anyone know where Clay bought that Rafters plaque in the raft? Oh, this guy. Canadian, if you're talking about this, yes, it's my friend Dave, who I've pumped up on this chat before. He also made me that Canuck Clay, no, not the Canuck Clay, the Canucks print there. I think that's what you're talking about, right? Yeah, and Dave has gifted me with a bunch of artwork. Oh, by the way, there's someone that won that I still have to get some artwork to who won a contest last week. If you're watching, I'll make sure that I get that to you. But yes, it's my good friend Dave, and you can look him up at Dave Leeson1 on Twitter or X. Dave Leeson1, DAVELEESON1 at on X. Okay, friends. Monday night's usually games night because it's Canucks After Dark, and I say, well, why would I just repeat myself? But I was able to talk about different stuff that Parker and I did not talk about because we usually recap the entire week and look at the upcoming week, where tonight I only talked about tonight's game. But one thing I want to do, and what I'm going to focus on for the last 10 minutes of the show, 10, 15 minutes of the show, is an unlisted perk of being a franchise or a legend or a Hall of Fame member. Is there's no pressure to, but if they want to come onto the stream and I can give them a little birthday love, and not just that, but kind of introduce them by face as well to the community, I offer that to those Hall of Fame and those legend members. And we're starting off now. And I'm pretty sure I brought Lucas on the stream before, and I know I've called Shannon before, and I think I've called Carol before. But we're going to do this like this now. If they want to come on and join me right here with video, we're going to do so. So, Justin, as I think about this, I got to get my earphones ready just in case there is feedback. I just thought about this. So let's do this. Let's bring you on. I'll start talking to you. And then in the chat, let me know if it's too much feedback or whatever. And then I'm going to put on a pair of headphones. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that anyway. So let's, without further ado, let's bring in the amazing man whose birthday it is today. And it's someone, one of my good friends, someone who I've met through Canucks Twitter and YouTubing. And now when we get together on Zoom, we don't even talk about the Canucks because we have so many other things in common. But that's enough about me. Justin, I hope you're ready. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Boom. Okay, let's try this. Justin, say something.
How's it going, guys? Can you hear me?
Okay, so in the chat, Justin, keep talking and let me know in the chat how it sounds. So for Justin, I'll give you something so you can talk about, just so I don't make you feel. Happy birthday. You don't have to divulge how old you are, but if you want, you can tell us how you celebrate your birthday today. You can mention names or not, but just start talking for a bit. I want to check these levels as we go. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, Clay. Thanks for having me. I managed to get back home in time, so that worked out really well, and got into the door, set up the laptop and everything, and I'm all set up and ready to go. So birthday was really good. I spent the day just kind of doing some things around town. Managed to have a really nice lunch with the girlfriend, and just spending time. Had a dessert tonight, so it was a really good day. Other than that, just very, very mellow, very quiet, but I'm really happy that I got to celebrate it with her. So
that's awesome. Now, you know, I'm not going to get you in trouble because I know who the girlfriend is, but I think there's a reason why you say the girlfriend, because you just want to keep it. So congratulations. That's my biggest thing is I'm happy you got to spend time with the girlfriend.
Thanks.
Is the girlfriend watching right now?
She might be. She might be.
Don't type because if you say, she might give herself away, right? So.
Yeah, she might be. I'm not sure.
Awesome. I'm going to get to a couple of comments and ask you a couple of questions. But Kempner Canucks, hey, Trev, loves your background. What is it?
I don't know. I found it online. It has the flying skate logo. I thought it was really cool. The black and yellow motif, with the city kind of backdrop. I love it, and I think it's one of my favorite logos for the Canucks, and
Yeah.
I think it just really meshes well in the background. So
Did you color code your hat and your color coordinate your hat and your shirt to go with your background?
no. I just came back and I got dressed up today, but I came back and I just threw on the first Canucks thing I found, which was
Well,
happened to match.
everyone's complimenting you on the background. Everyone's complimenting you on your hat, on your shirt. No one has said anything about my appearance tonight, so I think they're giving you the vote tonight, which I'm happy. I'm happy to lose to you.
Yes, well, I had to cop the shirt from a few seasons ago for, the Canucks fans that remember the famous quote from Drew Doughty after losing to us. It was um, smart marketing, honestly, from the Canucks to, do something like that and just kind of put it on a shirt and slap it on a shirt. And it's been, one that I had to grab. But this one is actually a really cool hat because it's like a flying skate. It's a Bo Horvat hat, but obviously it was one of the player design hats that, they pick 2 or 3 players every few years. They get to design their own hat and the proceeds go to the charity of their choice. So this was when Bo Horvat designed it.
Yep.
I know he's not with the Canucks anymore, but it says Vancouver on the back. It says 53 on the side. I just thought it was a really great design because it's black, it's the flying skate, it's gold, it looks really sharp, so I love it.
No, you wear it well. Anytime I wear a hat, this. I look like I'm a 5-year-old kid. So
I think
By
I
the way-
still remember one of those streams where I think I screen grabbed you had like 3 hats on top of each other. That was
anytime I
classic.
wear a cap, I look like that guy from Russell from Up. I don't know why. And it just makes me look like that.
Yeah. So
It's horrible. It's funny. A lot of people are properly giving you love, but Nicole says, "Thank you. I love your basic black hoodie, Clay." Well, thank you,
there you
Nicole. I
go.
love everything you say to me. Love the hoodie, Clay. But then Rev Trev says, "Clay, you got to step up your drip game." I don't know what's more embarrassing: the fact that I have to step up a drip game, or the fact that Rev Trev is using the word drip. But I love it. Okay, talk to me, Justin. Talk to me. I want to give you the floor because I realize I am gonna plug in headphones because I realize I have you down so low so I don't get feedback, but then I end up talking over you and I don't want to do that. So talk to me. How are you feeling about this team, the team like that right here, right now on January 15th, the year of our Lord 2024 on your birthday? Go for it.
Well, honestly, it was a little disappointing they couldn't pull out the win, but considering the grand landscape of the entire road trip and the circumstances that got them to Columbus to begin with, I was pretty pleased with how they ended the road trip. It's a very solid road trip. Regarding the team in general this year, surprise. I'm surprised each and every single day. I never would have forecasted this going into the season. Being the most optimistic fan, even with the most positive outlook on the team, I would have forecasted us to be contending for a wild card spot if we were to get it. I never had the Canucks anywhere near first in the conference, first in the league. So to do this, on January 15th, it's shocking. It's, mind blowing because I don't think any Canucks fans would have, predicted this, but I'm enjoying it. We've been so bad for so many years that to see a team like this finally just have some success and have fans be passionate and be excited for the team in January when past seasons, we're normally looking forward to the draft lottery by December, and looking just forward to finishing the death match, the death row towards the finish of the season. This is great. The passion in the city is great. The excitement in the fans, working at the arena, in the building, you can sense excitement every single home game. It doesn't matter if we're playing, a bad team, a good team. There's just a lot of buzz in the building with the Canucks this year. So I'm really excited about that. And it's going to have to take a miracle or the wheels to completely fall off for them to, completely drop out, which I don't think is happening. I think we're safely in, considering all the teams behind us and trying to contend with them. Now I'm kind of hoping that we don't win the President's Trophy, as nice as that would be, because of the whole President's Trophy curse. I don't want to, have us have such a successful season and then to have such high expectations going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I say if we can finish, first in the conference and get home ice throughout the entire playoff run throughout at least the Western Finals, that would be really nice. And I think we're putting the league on notice. We're getting a lot of recognitions for our players, for the coaching staff, for the structure that we're playing with. And, before the season, Jim Rutherford said, if everything goes right, this is a playoff team. And this year, everything has gone right and then some.
Okay, so I'll ask you, give me one factor or one person or one coach. I know there's been so many things that have gone well, but what's the one primary reason why, or who's the primary reason why we are where we are right now?
I don't think I can pinpoint it to one person. I know Tockett's going to get a lot of attention because he's the head coach, but I think it's just collective accountability. And I think I'm going to attribute that most to the success of this team this year, is that our stars are stars. They're having tremendous seasons, but at the same time, they're holding each other accountable in ways that I haven't seen past Canucks teams do. When things have gotten negative in past seasons, I don't know if it's a culture thing or if it's a lack of accountability in the locker room that has allowed things to manifest itself and then get even worse. Especially last season, there was so much drama on and off the ice with the coaching situation, with the public image of the team, the brand, all of that. I think this year, all of that has been filtered out, and the team is holding each other accountable for how they play on and off the ice. And they're representing themselves very well professionally. They don't get too high after a win. They've won a bunch of games this year, and it's very easy. They could easily be acting very cocky, very smug after, such tremendous season. But from what I've heard in the media post games, from what I've heard from our stars, from the new acquisitions in Susie, they're holding each other accountable and they're keeping each other humble. And I love that about this team. And I hope that it continues going into the next few years as we hopefully have a window of contention that's starting to open up. So
awesome. By the way, I hope I wasn't distracting you because we're still without a furnace. I forgot to give everyone the mention. We got our new furnace. They took apart our old one. They're working on the new one, but they still have to make it fit the hole where the old one was. So anyways, anytime we turn on different heaters in the house, because they take up so much wattage, like something blows, like a different circuit blows. So that's why my light behind me went. So I had to plug into my computer. Fine. Whatever. So two more questions, one about the future and then one about your fandom. Predict for me, Justin, the top 4 places of the Pacific Division at the end of the season.
Top 4 places, I'm going to go with Vancouver. I'm going to go with Vegas, Edmonton, and I'm going to go with Calgary.
Wow. So no LA in there.
The truth bomb. I'm saying LA drops out of the top 4.
Oh, hot take.
And I did not think this was going to happen considering how far Vancouver, Vegas, and LA, went off to this good start. But looking at how Vegas is struggling, but at the same time, they're missing their stars, they still have that championship pedigree. They are still the defending champs, and I think they pull it together to at least be in the top 4. Edmonton's on a roll, and that's the team that scares me the most. And I know we've destroyed them this season, and and we should have all the confidence going up against Edmonton because they got no goaltenders. But at the same time, you can never really count McDavid and Draisaitl out. Draisaitl's been a little ice cold up until now, but all it takes is a couple power plays and gets their confidence going. McDavid is still probably the best player in the league, and they have something that we don't, and that's playoff experience over the last few seasons. And that's the scary part, the lack of playoff experience. I think our stars will still be able to put up a good contest and match up, but it's going to be a totally different story if we were to match up Edmonton in the first round. But like I said, if we keep winning, Edmonton keeps winning, we're going to avoid each other in the first round anyways, which is great. Let Vegas and Edmonton battle it out and go to a 7-game series, and then we'll pick the winner from that, right? So, but I think Calgary is going to be fortunate enough to figure it out. I know Huberdeau's having a really bad season, but I think they're not that far from LA, and LA's been struggling. I know they won tonight, but they could easily continue to drop out, and I think Calgary can, whether it's points, whether it's tiebreakers, they might be a dark horse as a wild card team to sneak in. So
yeah, what's funny? The worst would be, imagine if Vegas won the division and then us and Edmonton had to play first round as 2-3. I'm not even thinking about that at all. I'm not even thinking about that at all.
Yeah. Well, luckily we have a pretty safe 6-7 point gap on Vegas. So hopefully they continue to struggle. And like I said, we should have a bunch of easy games coming up, and I think the team would do tremendously well over the next few games.
Awesome. Are you okay if I ask you one more question, and I'll keep you for 3 to 5 minutes to answer any questions from the chat? Is that cool?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So last question. And you guys type so fast, so don't put your question in the chat yet. Just know I'm going to ask for questions from you in about 2 minutes, but just wait. Don't put them in yet, because I'm not going to read them unless you attach money to them. What's your non-Canucks related? You cannot mention Canucks in your answer. What is your hope, your dream, your prayer for this next year for you?
I'm going to speak personally speaking. For those who know me closest, I've been looking for new opportunities professionally. I am very passionate about marketing, social media, and communications. So as much as I love working at the arena, and as much as I love, working at BCLC as my other part-time job, I would love this year to be a year of growth and personal success. And what I mean by that is not that obviously the money and the financial side comes into it. But I would just love to find a new opportunity where I can not only develop my skills, but also just allow myself to try something new and challenge myself to do something that will really get me excited and really allow me to develop my passions. If I can combine that with, obviously other passions that I have in my life, and be able to kind of connect and grow closer to people that are very close to me. That's another goal of mine this year. I would obviously love to, continue to foster solid friendships, but also develop meaningful relationships with the most special people in my life. So,
well, what a great answer. So I hope everyone in the watching right now just really appreciates how articulate, how good of a speaker, how well-rounded, and how humble Justin is. That's why we get along. We're exact opposite. No, no, but it's true. Whenever we have our Zoom chats, and we chat outside of our scheduled 30-minute Zoom chats every 2 months, it's wonderful that obviously we Canucks are a commonality for us, but we have so many other things in common. So that's why I do love every opportunity to chat with you, Justin. So thank you. So let's do this last 3 to 5 minutes. So get your questions in. Ask Justin. It's called AJA. Ask Justin anything. Aja. We're gonna do 5 minutes of Aja. Yeah, 5 minutes. That didn't sound right, but we're gonna do 5 minutes of Aja. Ask Justin anything. So Justin, if the questions come in hot and heavy, you got to keep your answers relatively brief so we can get through as we can.
Many. Yeah.
Let's go. What inspired you to become a Canucks fan? Says Fangirl.
grew up watching the team. First team I watched, fell in love with, the old 94 team. I remember, my first hockey merchandise was Canucks. So being local, being growing up with the game and just kind of being exposed to the Canucks as my first team, been stuck with them since. So.
Love it. Love it. Harry just jumps right in there. Do you think there's a possibility that the Canucks should get Jake Gensel or Sean Monahan during the trade deadline?
I saw the rumor about Sean Monahan in exchange for, I think, Kuzmenko, which I think makes absolutely no sense. But I would love Jake Gensel. I think just putting him on the first unit power play with the Lotto line and Quinn Hughes is going to be almost equivalent to the Colorado Avalanche first unit power play. So
awesome. Do you remember, Daniel says, what was the first Canucks game you either went to or watched on TV?
Oh,
do you remember either?
That's a good one. With how old I turned today, I can barely remember what I had for lunch yesterday. But I think it was probably I think it was during the West Coast Express days, because I remember going to a game and seeing Naslin, Bertuzzi, and Morrison. So I don't remember the exact game, but I think it was during the West Coast Express era.
Love it. Love it. Do you want to try and answer what would be the cost of pulling Jack Roslovich from Columbus?
Oh,
I don't know.
Kuzmenko and a pick.
I'm looking at his contract. His last year of his contract at $4 million.
Yeah.
Maybe
Kuzmenko retained or something.
Yeah, I do like him. I've always liked him. And he's only 26. Okay. We got some more good. Where does the name Justin Credible come from?
I think it was just a play on words. Apparently, people have been saying that Justin Credible was a magician of some kind, which I didn't even know. But I just said, I've always been, I like to have confidence in who I am. And I always like to, not to sound cocky or smug or anything, but I just thought it rolls off the tongue really well. And I think, incredible. And the last two letters of my name, Justin, I just kind of meshed it together. So
I've seen a wrestler named that as well, Justin Credible.
Yeah,
but
there you go.
No, I love it. It's better than like Just in Time or whatever.
Yeah.
Shannon says, I really hope that you go to the March 28th game, as Coach Rob and I will be going as our first NHL game.
Is that the
Stars?
The Stars? I think I'll be there. I think
Sweet.
I think I have tickets to that Star.
Awesome. Oh, Justin, you still there? It froze for a second. Can you say something again? I can see you, but I can't.
Can you hear me?
We're
okay,
good. We're
perfect.
Good. Okay, so Shannon, hopefully Justin is there, and I'll see if I'll be there as well. Gerald says, who's your favorite Canuck of all time?
Oh, all time? Can't go wrong with the Sedins, but I think one of my favorites was definitely Alex Burrows. I think he's, underrated, when undrafted, but just the way he played with heart and tenacity, he's always struck a chord with me. And I think just some of the most memorable Canucks moments was with Burrows involved on that line with the Sedins. So
love it. Great pick. And we'll make this the last question for tonight. If you care to share, where were you born?
I was born and raised here in Canada. My dad's side of the family is from Hong Kong, so I'm Chinese Canadian, but my mom was primarily born in Canada. So just born and raised here.
Awesome. Well, Justin, thank you that was a very quick. Oh my gosh, that was 25 minutes. That's fast. I should bring you on more often. No, that was
time flies when we talk.
Yeah, that's true. We say that always when we meet. Well, what I'll do is I'll let you go so you don't have to sit there awkwardly while I do all my 3 minutes of wrap up. Is there anything you want to say to the crew here?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Clay. I just want to express how much this community means. I know some of us have been here longer than others, but it doesn't matter if you're a casual fan, if you're a hardcore fan, if you've been here since day one, or if you just became a new member, yesterday. I just want to express how much I appreciate each and every one of the members here. I know they spend a lot of their time not only watching Clay's content, but also donating and, helping support him. All I can say is you couldn't have picked a better guy to support. He's, like I've told Clay numerous times, he's my personal role model and inspiration. He inspires me in so many ways with how he conducts himself and with his family. And if for those who are, growing up and everything, great guy to look up to is Clay. If you ever need any sort of advice or anything, feel free to reach out to him. And I just want to express how thankful I am for everyone's birthday wishes, how everyone's been so, encouraging to each other. And I think that's what makes this community one of the best on YouTube and in Canucks Twitter. So
Well said, Justin. And I didn't bring you on here to pump my tires, but I did bring you on here so more people could see and learn a bit more about you. So thank you for the kind words, but more importantly, it's for you today. So happy birthday, Justin.
Thank you.
And yes, I'll message you tomorrow or later once I wrap all this up, but I appreciate you taking the time to come on tonight.
Yes, thanks.
Cool, man. See you soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, take
See
care.
you there. Take
Thanks.
care, guys.
There we go. Just incredible, aptly named. So grateful that he was able to join, and obviously very comfortable on camera, or at least in this type of setting, which makes for a very, very good and very natural conversation. So that I'm going to wrap up there. Man, that's awesome. Usually I'm worried when I bring on a guest that the numbers drop off, but the numbers went straight across there. So that was pretty good. And I think all of you wanted to hear what Justin had to say. So thank you everyone for being here. Let's wrap up the show right now. Moderators, thank you for doing what you needed to do. Members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovelander, legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you for your support as always. And thank you to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And to all of you for watching, for liking, subscribing, know how much I always appreciate you. And I never, ever take you for granted. Thank you to legendary Carol Bovelander, who used their membership message and also gifted 5 Canuck Clay memberships tonight. Very, very generous of you. And to our sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss. To everyone watching on Facebook, on Instagram, as I continue to try this out. Numbers not as big as last night. Maybe that's a Sunday night thing, but that's okay. Going to keep on going with that. And finally, don't forget ways that you can get involved on your way out. You can subscribe. You can like the video. You can leave a late donation. You can gift a membership. You can upgrade your own membership or buy your own membership. And once again, if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Canucks have probably flown home, finally in their own beds after 2 weeks away. So happy that Nicole and Krista apparently are coming on this Vegas trip. I'm not sure if they're still watching, but I'll text them right after my show ends. And thank you, everyone. No matter what happens tomorrow, weather-wise, I hope you stay safe. I hope you stay healthy. And yeah, let's get together in 23 hours from now for my next show at 11 p.m. Okay, friends, as always, stay safe. And thank you to Just Incredible, who came on here to spend some of his birthday, the last 25 minutes of his birthday or 20 minutes of his birthday with us. So he started his birthday with us, you remember last night, and he ended his birthday with us, which to me is pretty darn cool. Okay, friends, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And by the way, did you know why the broom was late for the meeting? It overswept. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.